Let's start this with a prayer. Dear Father, I just thank you for this day and this opportunity to be used as a vessel to let your people know that you are available, able, and ready in the name of Jesus of Nazareth. Let's cut this bread. Matthew 24:13. But the one who stands firm to the end will be saved. 1 John 2:17. The world is passing away and also its lust, but the one who does the will of God lives forever. John 3:5. But Jesus answered, I tell you the truth, unless you have been born from water and spirit, you cannot enter God's kingdom. So let me tell you what it's not, right? This walk, this covering, me belonging to Jesus, me repping Jesus, me trusting God does not signify in any way, shape, or form that I am weak, that I do not know how to handle stuff, that you're going to be able to push me over. People get it twisted because them Christians that you saw back in the day, it's not the same. The radicalness would make you believe that there is something absolutely wrong with me, that I'm talking to somebody invisible. But if I'm talking to somebody invisible, guess what, baby? There's a whole bunch of other people in the world that's talking to that same invisible person. Now, I don't get it. I don't know how to play church. I don't know how to be different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just know how to be me. And I'm super grateful and super thankful that, God just loves me every day and he pours into me like every moment that I am breathing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could never understand my testimony if you ain't been tested the same way. You could never understand the things that I have overcome if you've never been in a spot where you thought you was never going to overcome the same thing. So we are not the same. So what it's not, this ain't a walk for the weak or the faint. You know what I'm saying? This ain't a walk that, like you have to have some strength, some courage, some resilience, some persistence to keep it pushing. Now, in this world, there's one set of churchy religion folks that want you to, be perfect and, listen, don't ever set me up because I ain't perfect. And you know what? I'm not. Because if I was perfect, you wouldn't need Jesus. You'd be hollering at Tanya. But let me tell you, like, Jesus is the way better option and not me. But like, there's a lot of pressure that's put on women, just from the world or from our past or from, our future. And if we're trying to walk it alone, we going to really run the risk of looking like everybody else in this world. And that's not what it is, right? Because I'm going to tell you right now, the stuff that I done been through, you might be offended by the things that I've been through. And this is what this world thinks that they can do. Like they have an opportunity to step to you and say something. Honey, let me tell you something. Coming from where I come from, you better make sure you know who you talking to, because now that I done roll with Jesus and he done put me on to such cold wordplay, I'm killing your whole life ASAP. For real. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. And I'm talking about anybody in the world, because this world really is trying to be like we weak. Like women that follow God, men that follow God, like, oh, y'all lame. You just need someone to, put a Band-Aid over your problems. Yeah, sure, whatever. And I just thank God, because I know he's like just transforming me every single day to be different than I was the day before, right? Because I know people are going to come with the clap back, because for one, I don't come like anybody else, and there's no reason for me to sugarcoat it, because when I was going through whatever I was going through, I was alone. When I needed somebody, I had nobody but God. When I thought about giving up, God was the only one that was like, nah. We're gonna turn this around. This ain't gonna be that. So for me, if you ain't been in a spot where you could take a peek at my booze, don't come and say nothing, boo. Cause I'm gonna give you a boot. And, my confidence and my just tenacity to keep going comes from God. This drive is like no other. Like, I fall deeper in love with him every day. So in Matthew 24:13, when Jesus is talking about, but the one who stands firm to the end, and that's like having that faith, you'll be saved. You don't know what it took for me to get here in this point in my salvation right now. And that's the problem. A lot of people are going to walk up and they're going to try to tell you, you know, how you're supposed to worship God, what your relationship is supposed to be like. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, any Hispanic chick I know, if you come up to her and you start talking to her about her relationship and she don't know you, wonder why they call us crazy. You crazy for trying it. Like, we got to go through enough, right? And I'm definitely not going to sit here and entertain anybody who got anything to say about the way that I walk. You don't like it, don't look at it. Go find somebody else to judge, because if you start coming to me, I'm going to start pointing out your insecurities. The fact that you have no life, or you have a bum mentality where you want to sit here and just pick off, you know, other people's stuff, or you got a rerun mentality where you like to rerun the past sins that I've lived in and I've come past. People don't get that. Like, this is not that. And legit, it's not going to be anything like, I could talk to you in love, but it can be tough. And it's not my fault that you're sensitive, right? Because this is the way that I come. It's straight to the hip. Like, no. I'm tired of, like, people sugarcoating stuff. Because let me tell you something. There's some women who don't live in the hood who go through things differently, and they can have a support team of sisters. But what if you ain't got no sister? What if you're by yourself? What if the people that are around you, you can't tell them because they're not on your level? This ain't that. And I know. If you're a sister who came from the hood and Jesus is doing something in your life, anybody that walks up to you, you will not tolerate them coming with the smoke, because you'll let it go. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I got to call you out your name. I ain't got to disrespect you, but I will check you. You know, and it's hard because, especially if you're doing everything possible to stand and you're alone. You don't need that. You know what I'm saying? So they're not going to like you when you do it, but, you know, whatever. In 1 John 2:17, it talks about the world is passing away and its lust, but the one who does the will of God lives forever. Look, let me tell you something. I used to lust like food, favorite. Being at work, making plenty of money, not being home with my kids, favorite. Hanging out with my friends in the trap house, favorite. Man, just living a reckless life. It was my favorite. Like, anything that I wanted, right? Basically, I'm out here just like, look, my nails is long and they keep touching my hair. But then as you get older and you start maturing, you see that there's no life to it, right? And when you recognize who God is and you understand that He's a creator, like, it's gonna annoy me. It's gonna annoy me. You start realizing you're walking with a boss. I don't like that showing. And you want to start being like him. You want to start having those boss traits in you to where you don't even address cacklers. And I am praying that God gets me to that point, because He knows. Let anybody walk up who is not in this walk, because you know what? It could be different if we're both in the same walk and we're struggling, and you see me, you know, going down a path and you pull me to the side like, hey sis, I see what's going on. Are you okay? That's completely different. We in the same family. But for an outsider to come and be like, oh, you supposed to be like Jesus, and somebody should have swallowed you. You went down the wrong canal. You see that? Do you see, like I'm praying for God, you know, to just make me super compassionate towards people, because I'm not with it in the way that this world is coming. Like, they hate Jesus, I hate them. I'm not forcing Jesus on nobody, but don't think for a second that you're going to come and try to make me bow down or fall in line with whatever you got going on, because it don't work like that. I am at a point right now where I need this word of God. I need to know, like, what He's telling me, like, to do and how to live and what His will is, because it gives me life. I legit had no life before this. Like, following my own flesh and doing what I wanted, yeah, it was fun for a moment, but then when reality set in, it was like, dang, I still got this void here. I still feel empty. And it could never be fulfilled until I got with Him. So yeah, I definitely, feel a different way about God and what he wants for me versus what I wanted for myself, and I stand on that. But Jesus in John 3:5 says, I tell you the truth, unless you have been born from water and the Spirit, you cannot enter God's kingdom. Now, a lot of people will be like, I've been baptized, or, I got this, but you're still not renewed inside. You went through a process of getting dunked. Look, every circus has one. Every carnival has a dunk tank. You are not special if there is nothing changing about you. I don't care what you say. This ain't that. And legit, some things just need to be, addressed. Like, this is what it is. There's a lot of, and I found out this week that, like, there's so many sisters that just need, like, somebody else to listen if we all in the same boat. Because we're all going through the same stuff, but we're so scattered. We don't need the world coming out here, because once we get it together, this is going to be an unstoppable army. It's going to be a force that, you're going to hate to be against it, because, it's just going to be so much love and compassion and tough love too. Because sometimes you just need someone to pull your coattails like, look, man, you're wrong. And I love the fact that God is doing something new and in preparing us for the next season, because we don't look like the world. Look, I get on here, no makeup, bags under my eyes. It is 3-something in the morning, 4-something in the morning. I don't care. Sometimes I don't even comb my hair. I don't care. I'm not dressing up, and I'm not trying to be something that I'm not. Now, maybe when I get some money, I'll let somebody else do it for me so I can employ them, right? But, like, I just want someone that I just want to definitely be someone that's like, this is where I'm at. I don't put filters on. I don't try to look like anybody in the world. I'm trying to look like how God created me to be in this world. But I need to seek him, and I need to have this relationship with him where I already know what it is. And I don't know, and look, I got one sister I met this week, right? And we were talking on the phone. We were on the phone for like 2 hours. Shout out to Vashti. And the way that she talks to God, like, I talk to God like that too. Like, I got that real life, look, man, your head is about to get busted if you keep going down, X, Y, and Z and doing whatever. God don't play, but people don't want to hear that. People don't want to hear that God keeps it 100. And, he is sovereign. God is super sovereign, and he is above anything that we could think or imagine, right? Like, my brain is too small to actually fully comprehend all of them. So in the little dose that I can take them in, I definitely take them in. But, the way that he makes me feel and the way that he has shown himself to me is just enormous. And it's a presence that I need in my life all the time. Ain't nobody gonna keep it 100 like God. Nobody. That world out here, man, skip all of them. Skip all of them. I don't want no worldly tendencies. I'm trying to make it back home, and I hope everybody else trying to make it back home, because right now it's shot. And then I can't do nothing but fall back and just kind of be like, yo, it's going nuts. People are doing whatever they want, and, it really is setting the stage for worse things to happen. However, I need to do everything that I need to do to stand firm, and everything that I need to do is putting and exposing all the wrong, all the evil. Look, I'm not here to condemn anybody, but I need to be, able to be used by God so he can be like, look, that's a problem. Who's going to tell somebody? I will. I did it. I remember it. I was there. I remember when I didn't think that it was a problem. It's life. Listen, ain't nobody going to pussyfoot around with this word. Ain't nobody going to sit here and sugarcoat nothing for nobody. God done took me out of a dark place. God done brought me out of, the gutter. Because when people would talk about me, they'd be like, oh, that's that hood chick, blah, blah, blah. And I'm talking about people who thought they had it better than me, but they end up having sons that were hype. So, I ain't no hype, but, gutter hype. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, stick with the gutter. We're not going to look like anybody else. We're not going to sound like anybody else. You know, we walk into this different beat, and, you know, sometimes chicks that don't have no rhythm want to hate on you. It's whatever. This is not it. We ain't to be confused with nobody else. And nor will we ever apologize for it. I wish somebody would say something about my God. You're going to get all of this. Just like he is my man. Because if you come up to me and you start talking to me about my man, we going to have a problem. Because that's none of your business. Holla at God.